Welcome to Procurement Says No, episode 42. Woohoo! Welcome, Ed. How are you?
I'm super. I'm a little bit concerned about global affairs, though.
Global affairs? Why? What's happening?
Just some nasty stuff in the Middle East.
Oh, bad things. Bad things happening. Bad things. Difficult, bad people. We are on Spotify. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on FaceFriend. We're on X, formerly known as Twitter, all the other way around. We're now back on YouTube, though nobody watches things on YouTube. And we're on TikTok, which we said we'd never do. And you can buy a t-shirt from us on eBay or get in touch with Ed. And we have a website. And we have a blog, which is on the website. And
I'm doing an offer in April, £10 for a t-shirt. Drop me a line.
poof, you too can be the talk of the town. And remember, we're also guns for hire. £200 and 50p for an hour of expert advice and opinion. That's £200 for Ed, 50p for me.
That's just what I was thinking.
This episode is just going to be us rambling on about current affairs and news and nothing else. That's all it's going to be. So fasten your seatbelts. We're going to talk about oil. We're going to talk about gas. We're going to talk about Amazon. We're going to talk about CIPS India. We're going to talk about a new book from lawyer, expert advisor to Blurk, Mark Sherwood-Edwards. We're going to talk about the global footprint of the massively successful podcast Procurement Says No. We're going to talk about global war.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
Global war. Right. First of all, it's in the news, brought to you, sort of, by CIPS. Over to Ben.
Hello, I'm Ben Farrell from CIPS, and here's the news.
Anyway, the first bit of news is from procurement podcast Ed Cross, who's been appearing on other podcasts. What have you got to say for yourself, Ed?
It'll cost you £100 for me to speak. I don't know why. Why do they pick me? Is it because I'm better looking, more eloquent?
Yes, and generally better. Just generally better.
Better than Yao. Yes, I'm on a podcast on YouTube. Don't watch it. It's about consulting.
Oh.
It's a podcast about consulting, and it's just, I think it was a bit of a sales opportunity for the people making the podcast to try and sell me services, but hey ho. But yes, I'm on there. I think there were 6 views on the day of release.
Wow. Boom. Shakalaka.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I have got though recently.
What?
A company in a market research company operating globally has been contacting me, asking to interview me, and they're paying me to do it.
Yes, I've had a couple of those. That's good, isn't it? Yes.
It's just great. It's like, yeah, I know all about that. Not. What do you want to know? You get. I'm getting various vouchers and things.
Vouchers. Oh, I get cash. I get cash money.
Oh, don't tell the taxman.
No, well, I have told the taxman, and they said, don't worry about it because it's only a couple of $100 here and there.
That's what this is. But it's quite good. I got Amazon vouchers last time and bought cat food.
Well, perfect. Ed lives a rock and roll lifestyle. He's in the fast lane buying cat food with his vouchers.
Cat biscuits and premium cat food.
Boom. Well,
hey ho.
As Ed always says, you've always got to look after your pussy.
The old uns are the best uns.
Anyway, let's have some news. More news. This was on the BBC and it was also flagged up on Linked Up. Man jailed after selling £7 million worth of fake plane parts. This is written by Joshua Ashgrove on the BBC and it was published back in February. A man has been jailed after selling almost £7 million worth of counterfeit plane parts that grounded hundreds of international flights. Jose Alexandro Yamora Yala from Virginia Water in Surrey previously admitted defrauding customers between 2019 and 2023 while director of UK company AOG Technics. The former techno DJ sold more than 60,000 fake parts that were fitted onto passenger aircraft used by airlines across the world. He was jailed for 4 years and 8 months by Southwark Crown Court. Emma Luxton, Director of Operations at the Sirius Ford office, said the 38-year-old risked public safety in a way that defies belief. Planes were grounded in 2023 after the UK, US, and EU aviation agencies issued safety alerts to airlines that may have purchased or installed AOG parts. Working from his garage, Yara had bought engine blades, bolts, and washers before forging documents on his computers to sell them on. The parts were used in the world's most widely used passenger aircraft engine, the CFM56, which powers the Boeing 737 and Airbus A320. AOG invented fake employees, with customers receiving emails and documents signed by fabricated sales and quality managers with falsified paperwork about the part's origin, condition, and status. The value of parts sold was around £6.9 million. And the offending was discovered in 2023 after a bolt AOG had supplied to a Portuguese airline would not fit on an existing engine. Just unbelievable.
What does it say, though? What does it say about due diligence on the part of the buying organisations?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because AOG is Aircraft on Ground, isn't it? He's called his company Aircraft on Ground. So to what extent has any due diligence been done by the buying parties, these airlines? I mean, really?
None? American Airlines didn't buy directly from AOG, but still found that 28 of its engines were affected, and it lost £21 million from the fallout. Yarala was also disqualified from acting as a company director for 8 years and will face proceeds of crime proceedings later this year. It's very difficult to tell what the profit was because we don't know the source of the parts or where he was acquiring them from. So as you say, lots of quality buyers in the aerospace and defence industries. Unbelievable. Got some cheap parts out of a warehouse.
I think as a new business opportunity for procurement says no. AOG parts.
Absolutely.
Both you and I have worked in the aircraft industry with various companies.
We have.
It's quite scary to hear this, isn't it? Because I think go back 20, 30 years working with people like Raytheon Corporate Jets and Airbus in the past, it's like they were quite strict and hot on this stuff. They were going out and auditing their providers, but I guess he set himself up as a third-party intermediary and has not been subject to the same sort of stringency, if there's such a word.
It's just bizarre that nobody's done any checks.
But what the hell is going on? And is this a reflection of cost-cutting?
Yeah.
We used to have quite a lot of supplier engineering people who went out to see suppliers and check stuff and sort of a level of due diligence.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of businesses have kicked those staff into touch.
There were whole teams, weren't there? Similar in the automotive industry. Whole teams of people whose job it was literally to go and put their hand in the box of parts, pull one out and see what it looks like.
Yeah, but I suppose any rogue provider can get through. But who did the due diligence on his financial background and who he was? And it's not hard to look at Companies House in the UK and find out about a company. Quite scary, really, isn't it?
Particularly as it was engine parts. I mean, obviously, Boeing have had problems with doors falling off in the past, but engine parts, you'd think...
Boeing are not known just for bits of the fuselage popping off, are they? They're also sold planes, I think 2 went down, didn't they, where the electronic systems made it fly into the ground, I think. Was it Ethiopian Airlines?
Yes, we'll edit that out.
Yeah, well, I think it's public knowledge, that, isn't it? Anyway.
So, Boeing, don't sue me, sue Ed. More news. Event news. Exciting industry briefings and webinars. The Tech UK industry briefing with NHS London. A dedicated session focused on the implementation of the Procurement Act 2023 within the NHS London framework. We better get our tickets to that one, Ed.
No, thank you. Could you go on our behalf?
I think I'm washing my hair that day.
Me too.
Whichever day it is. The European Commission is also holding a workshop online exploring momentum in public procurement reform across the EU. The Social Partnership and Public Procurement (Wales) Act 2023. Key updates regarding this legislation are scheduled for March 2026, affecting how public bodies in Wales manage procurement and social value, possibly by buying chickens from China to sell in schools.
Unbelievable. How can it be cheaper to buy Chinese chickens into the UK to feed to our school children? How can that be better value than having a chicken made in the UK, let alone all the welfare rules?
Yeah, it's bonkers, isn't it?
Is that why it's cheaper?
Ooh, could be.
What a disgrace.
Weed your chickens. Brilliant.
You couldn't make this stuff up, could you?
Here's another regulatory update, which I'm sure will help with chicken buying. Teacher misconduct legal services contract. The Teaching Regulation Agency is conducting early market engagement for a major 29.2 million, they're being very precise, legal services contract on teacher misconduct.
29 million quid.
Yeah. How do they know it's going to be 29.2 million?
So what at that level, if you were in working as a consultant, as we do, in a client, and they said, we think we're going to need to spend about 29 million pounds on third-party lawyers, wouldn't you maybe suggest demand management alternative, which is we'll employ them ourselves at like a quarter of the cost?
Yeah.
Lawyers charge like 100, 200, 300 pounds an hour. You could employ a lawyer for 50 grand.
29.2 million is a lot of lawyers, or indeed not very many if you go private.
Or filling the back pockets of friends of friends.
Oh, Ed, you can't say that out loud.
I did.
Meanwhile, let's go back to the private sector again. This is from Supply Chain Dive, from Max Garland. It's our friends at Amazon. Oh, we're going to get Amazon Business on, aren't we, possibly?
Possibly.
Are they coming on? Possibly.
If they pay.
If they pay. Amazon launches 1 hour and 3 hour delivery options in the US. Amazon is now providing 1 hour and 3 hour delivery options for more than 90,000 products, including those typically found in a local supercenter. Goods including pantry items, cleaning supplies, health and beauty products, medications, electronics, toys, clothing, accessories, and home and garden items. 1 hour delivery is currently available in hundreds of cities and towns, including parts of Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, D.C., along with smaller locations such as Iowa and Idaho.
Oh, Boise,
New Jersey. 3 hour delivery is live now in 2,000 communities, including smaller locations like Cornwall, Pennsylvania, Hara, Oklahoma. And Amazon says it's expanding both capabilities to more areas in the coming month. That's mental, isn't it? 1 hour. 1 hour.
You know, I often think, I'm just thinking, I'll clean the windows around the house. And I'll think, I haven't got any Windoline. I'll order it from Amazon and it'll be here in an hour. And then I can get that job done. As opposed to my natural thinking would be, the windows need cleaning. Oh dear, there's no spray to clean the windows. I'll go back and lay on the settee or couch in America and watch telly.
Or you'll pop your slippers on and go off to the corner shop.
Yes, exactly, which is quicker than an hour because it's literally 3 or 4 minutes from my house.
Ah, you see. And then you get there and it's closed.
No, they're open all hours.
Oh, there you are then.
Good for Amazon. Will they be flying it in by little drones?
Yes, they'll be flying Chinese chickens by drone into Welsh primary schools. A swarm of drones.
Swarm chicken drones. Chicken drones. Here's your chicken, and it will be dropped into your garden.
Meanwhile, in the Pentagon, we can see a swarm of, they look like chickens on drones.
Let's fire a Patriot missile at $300,000 at it.
Quick.
And it will be barbecued. Ready barbecued. There might be a bit of shrapnel as well, but your chicken will be nicely barbied.
Look at that. It landed in the schoolyard, fully barbecued and ready to eat. Yum, yum.
In fact, and then the children could eat it, and they wouldn't need dinner ladies, plates, knives and forks. They could all just dive onto this burnt food in the playground.
Exactly. Perfect.
Urchins.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong at all.
Nothing. In other news, our friends at CIPS, lovely Ben and his air miles, he's been in India, and they have announced the launch of its India operations, making a significant step towards strengthening professional procurement standards and capability in one of the world's fastest growing economies. You know what, Ed? We should fly to Mumbai and do a special edition Procurement Says No from India.
Ooh, how do we get there?
By chicken drone.
By chicken drone. So we could just be hanging underneath it, but we'd have to fly for quite a long... It'd be hanging by our arms, actually. We'd be hanging underneath it, flying at low level, but having to avoid quite a lot of countries on the way for fear of being shot down.
Yes, there is that slight risk.
And then the other thing with the conflict out there, apparently airline prices have trebled.
Oh.
So...
Well, that's why we need to go by drone. Let's go by drone.
Let's go by drone.
Chicken drone.
So it's environmentally friendly.
It is. Chicken drone. Chicken drone. You heard it first here. Travel by chicken drone. So good for CIPS. We should get out there and do an episode in India. And while we're out there, we should go and do an episode out of China and possibly one out of Africa as well. We can use our new AI enhanced photographs that we've had done.
And could we stop in the Seychelles on the way back?
Yes, let's.
And expense it.
Yeah.
Against our very, very low revenue levels.
Let's do that. I think we might be in the red by the time we've done this.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought this would be interesting as we go out with episode 42 and we've released, 90, 100 pieces of content, as they call it in marketing terms, Rich. Content. So TikToks and YouTube videos and blogs and all sorts of stuff. It seems to be getting us noticed. I get lots of requests for people to appear on the show. Some of whom are turned down. Turned down because it wasn't really relevant to us. But it's quite interesting. I was having a bit of a look now that we're at sort of, God knows, tens and tens of thousands of downloads around the world. I was looking at where we've been downloaded over the last 12 months.
Where have we Where?
42 countries.
42 countries, episode 42. The answer is 42.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I hadn't clocked that. Let's listen to some of these unusual places. So we talked about Eswatini, Azerbaijan,
Yes.
Albania, Lithuania, Saudi Arabia, Sudan.
Sudan.
Why would somebody download our podcast in Sudan? It's not like one, it's loads. Okay. Ghana, Nigeria, Russia. The sanctions, we shouldn't be downloaded there. Obviously the Middle East and stuff, various countries around there. And then we've talked before about Nicaragua, Venezuela, places like that. Senegal, Iraq. We have been downloaded in Houston, so I reckon we've been downloaded in space.
Procurement says no.
There they are on the space station, whizzing around the world at 20,000 miles an hour, whatever it is. And they're probably bored and they're thinking, let's listen to Procurement Says No.
You got to do that.
Yeah.
This is for the listeners in space.
What does space smell like, Rich?
Oh, I don't know. What does space smell like, Ed?
Sort of burnt meat.
Oh, lovely. We're back to the Welsh schools and the burnt chicken.
Like barbecued meat. Yeah, so 42 countries, tens of thousands of downloads, and all sorts of unusual places. What is that all about?
Well, they love their procurement goodness, courtesy of Procurement Says No.
Clearly do. So exciting, really. Exciting. Mate, keeps us excited anyway, doesn't it?
It does. I'm very excited.
Yes. And then some other news. You talked about Mark Shed Edwards. So we're going to get a pre-release copy.
Ooh.
Well, I am. He dropped me a note the other day and he said, what's your home address?
Ooh.
And I immediately thought, this looks like a dodgy email, doesn't it?
Yes.
My home address. Will it be my bank account details next? So anyway, Mark's released a book, which we're going to review. So I'll read it and I'll send it to you, Rich. It's called The Sales Side Lawyer, Faster Deals, Increased Revenue, and Goodbye to the Sales Prevention Department.
Ooh, it's one of my favourite phrases.
So he says, if you're a B2B business, your revenue depends on contracts. If you want to avoid that kind of mess and revenue drain, then this book is for you. Shows you how to close contracts faster, negotiate better deals, stop getting beaten up by large banks or procurement departments. And I thought he was our friend.
Ooh, boo. We should get him on again, shouldn't we? He was good value. And he makes a great cup of coffee with him being an ex-barista.
Exactly. And also, I like the fact that in his Amazon blog, it says, this is insider information broken down into easy-to-absorb chunks.
Ooh, like dog food.
He's liberally stolen from us, but changed it slightly so that we don't sue him. Him being a lawyer and all.
Oh.
So,
yeah, I think we might lose.
You got any more info, or shall I give some more?
Daniel Barnes went on about entire procurement department replaced with AI or something. Or no, was it?
I've seen some more from various other people online.
Oh, is that new news? What's in the news, Ed?
Basically, now it's accelerating, apparently. We're all going to be, well, we're not, because we're old boys, but procurement folk are all going to be replaced in the next couple of years. 20% of procurement jobs will be gone by 2030, really. So, global conflict, loads of issues, loads of risks, loads of supply chain nonsense. What's going to happen? I think, AI may well replace some activities in some companies, but not in most because of budget and things we talked about before. But the other is, I think procurement's going to have to be a lot more proactive.
Yeah.
If oil prices hit $200 a barrel from 60 or 70, 72, I think has been the average for the last year or so, what does that do to costs? And then gas does the same. It's like doubled in price since the US and Israel attacked Iran. What's it going to do? There's going to be massive rearguard action and also validating and checking you've got the right supplies. And as per your example on AOG, bloke's gone to prison selling false, counterfeit parts, etc. So
as Ben said the other day, was he on CNN?
It was.
He was talking about supply chains being weaponized. So you need your procurement team with a AK-47 ideally and a Hummer or some kind of artillery-based vehicle would be handy. We are the front line in the war on weaponized supply chain. So buy yourself an armoured car with a large gun on it. That's the new procurement department.
Ooh. So you heard it here first. Buy yourself 10 Hummers and then sell them in a couple of months when everybody wants one.
Exactly.
And AK-47s, get a load of them in your cellar, shed, whatever.
Ideally, train your chickens to be able to hold an AK-47 and then fly them off on their drones, and then we can attack.
Attack chickens.
But this is war we're talking now.
What is it good for?
It's not good for anything, really.
No. The other thing I just wanted to mention, I've been following the sourcing industry group. All to say is, without going into loads of boring stuff that they put out, interesting stuff they put out, there's a lot of narrative coming out of SIG, and it's worth following it. So I would sign up if I was you for SIG at smartbrief.com. They put lots of content, and they seem to have accelerated their content recently.
SIG, is it?
SIG.
And for those of you of a certain age, SIG was what Captain Scarlet used to say, wasn't it? Spectrum is green.
Ooh. So for all you Captain Scarlet fans, follow SIG at smartbrief.com. And just on the flip side, Spend Matters. What's happened to Spend Matters?
Oh, yeah.
So they were bought by Hackett, and I don't know what it's done to them, really. Jason Bush, who I've met many times in the past, many years ago, ran Spend Matters. They seem to have, they've just become very US-centric, purely IT-centric, and they're not putting a lot of material out. So I don't know whether Hackett's caused them to dry up or whether they're being absorbed or what. I don't know. Interesting. But SIG looks good. Spend Matters, less so.
Right, there you are. You heard it here first. Is that the news?
Right, we got another topic.
Oh,
the war in the Middle East.
yes. Is there a war in the Middle East? What's that good for?
Good for nothing. Say it again.
War in the Middle East?
So we talked in the past on this very podcast show about risk management. So I think around about episode sort of 31, 32, we talked about tariffs and what procurement should do and how they should react, and about your risk register and your response to risk. So what are you doing now, procurement folk? Because this is probably going to be worse than the tariff situation. I think most commentators suggest it's going to go on and on and on and on, because the Iranians aren't going to give in.
Yeah.
And you can't win a war from the air purely with missiles.
Not unless you've got chickens on drones.
Well, that could be the answer. And the disruption in the Strait of Hormuz is enormous. So we've seen oil prices double. We've seen gas prices double. There's now talk, I was watching telly this morning, and they said oil could go up to $200 a barrel.
Hell. Don't worry, we're going to, all our shipments used to go through the Strait of Hormuz, but we're now going to put them through the Straits of Malacca, the Panama Canal, and the Suez Canal instead.
Oh, right, that's good. Nowhere near the oil refineries in some cases.
No. That's all going to work out fine, I think.
Oh, cool.
So all of you procurement people who had your risk spreadsheets, you got them out when the Ukraine war started, when Russia invaded Ukraine. You put them all away again. You need to get them all out again. In fact, you should never have put them away.
I hope they didn't put them away, Rich.
No, I hope they didn't. Let's just save that as risk/version 1.5 final brackets, use this, close brackets, and then we'll just forget about it.
Good. That's work then. Is it on the shelf?
It's on the virtual shelf, yeah, somewhere on my desktop.
Excellent. So what are you doing, procurement folk, about your supply chain risks? What are you going to do if the price of fertilizer goes up 4-fold or 10-fold? Because we're not just talking about oil in its simplest term, i.e. it becomes gasoline or petrol, depending on your choice of language. This goes into lots and lots of product. What will happen to plastics globally?
Yeah.
What will happen to fertilizer globally? Hey ho, it's going to be a rocky few months or maybe longer.
It's going to be over in 4 to 5 weeks. It could be 4 to 5 months, couldn't it? You can't kill an ideology, can you?
No, nor can you kill 100 million people.
You can have a good try, though.
War, what is it good for?
It's really not very good for anything, is it? It's good for nothing, I would say, in fact.
What do we say? It's ridiculous. What's the impact of the US-Israeli war with Iran? Regional security as an issue, massive conflict dynamics, etc. Global economy, energy and trade disruption. The biggest immediate worldwide impact. Ta-da. Humanitarian impact, displacement, civil harm and stressed services. So lots of people moving out of Iran into other nations, creating mayhem for those economies. Geopolitical impact, alliances, deterrence and nuclear proliferation risk. Nuclear risk dynamics, even without assessing intent, major strikes and leadership shocks typically increase uncertainty around nuclear decision-making.
Oh, geez, Louise.
Nice. So perhaps don't worry about your supply chain too much. Just get in your bunker.
Yes.
Anyway, if you're a procurement professional, get your ducks in a row. Where's the product coming from? What are the impacts? Get ahead of the game.
Get your ducks in a row. Open that spreadsheet and save it as a new version.
Yeah.
With 2026 current written on it.
Version 68 or something like that to make it look like you've been updating this for the last
Yes.
5 or 6 years. Put a date somewhere embedded in the spreadsheet that makes it look like you came up with this in 2020. You'll be promoted rapidly.
It's all about risk. What's it all about?
War.
Risk. Risk. What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
All right. That was the news. Hell.
One bit of final news. I've got my Motorhead t-shirt on today because Phil Campbell, guitarist in Motorhead and longest serving guitarist in Motorhead, has unfortunately passed away.
That's all of them dead now, just about, apart from
Mickey D, the drummer, and Brian Robertson, who was a guitarist with them. Everybody else in Motorhead is dead. Was it the drugs? Was it the fags? Or was it just rock and roll?
Could have been. It was certainly overkill. Right. That's the news. Lots and lots of news there. Some of it highly irrelevant.
Yeah, but we love it, don't we? I'm in my groove now. And we brought rock and roll into it. What more? I've told you I want to make a heavy metal podcast, but you won't let me.
So that's it. We've run out of time on Procurement Says No. Episode 42. The answer to everything.
It's a mad world.
And on that bombshell, we'll see you again next time. Unless, of course, the world ends before then.
Interest rates going up. Oil prices going up. Inflation's going to go up. We're doomed. Doomed, I say.
Get in your bunker. Download this first, and then get in your bunker.
I'm digging one. That's this afternoon. I'm going to be digging into the foundations of the living room, building a bunker, and then I'm going to buy myself a generator. Solar powered one.
Yeah. Stock up on beans.
Beans.
Get yourself a baseball cap. A baseball cap? A baseball bat, not a baseball cap.
I've got a gun.
Oh, a gun. That'll be even better.
Yeah.
Or an AK-47 and a chicken on a drone.
No, I've got an air rifle.
Oh, that's not going to work against
Zombies. When the zombie apocalypse comes, I have a friend, he's got a crossbow.
Yeah, well, yeah, crossbow.
I said, that'd be good. The crossbow is probably more likely to kill somebody than my air rifle.
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't kill you.
Crossbow will take out a chicken on a drone.
The chickens on the drone are coming, but there's like a swarm of drones. I get my air rifle. I've got it loaded, ready. I click off the safety. I shoot one of the drones, but obviously it's only a small bullet, so maybe it just wings it. And then what happens with the rest of the swarm drones? Now they know where I am.
Yeah. I think you just made it worse, haven't you?
I've just made it worse. I think I need to keep my head down, really. And my friend with his crossbow, he'll take one out, but then the other 49 of the 50 drones will bomb him with chicken carcasses.
The best way of keeping safe from chickens and drones is to have a big arrow outside of your house on top of your bunker, which says Welsh schools this way, and it gets them off target. Various towns without any vowels.
Caerphilly this way. Yeah, I think I'm all right because on my DNA, I'm about 40% Welsh, apparently. So I'll tell them that I'm genetically almost Welsh.
Well, that means they'll come for you.
And they'll leave me alone.
They'll come for you then, because you'll think you're a Welsh school teacher giving out chicken.
Oh yeah, but they'll just deliver chickens then, won't they? They'll just drop the chickens in my back garden, and I'll be all right. But for somebody like you, who's probably Southern England or something, aren't you? Originally?
Steady. I think I'm a bit Scotch.
Oh dear, they won't like you because I bet the Scotch don't buy chickens from China.
Another fact from Ed Cross. On that bombshell, we shall say farewell. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, people. Like, I've got Amelia's cats here as well, and they stay in the house all the time. And when I go to the loo in the morning for a number 2 and sit on the loo reading the Sunday Times magazine, her cat comes in. Mary is called. Her female cat comes in.
Mary the cat?
Yeah, Mary. It's had many, many, many names. So Mary comes in and sits, wanders around my feet while I'm squatting on the toilet. And apparently it's a thing that they do. They're protecting you.
Oh, there you are.
When animals shit in the wild, they're like, they're not moving. They're like focused on what they're doing, and therefore they're at risk from other predators. So the cat comes over to you because it sees you as in the same position as like immobilized, and therefore comes in to protect you. And I've seen that from a few different sources, including one of those like TED Talk type things. You know what I mean? It's quite funny.
Fair enough. So feel safe whilst you're having a number 2. There's nothing worse, is there? Sniper fire when you're having a shit.
Yeah, it's not. I bet they wouldn't be amused if we went when they went for bit outside or whatever, or this cat got in its litter tray, because it obviously stays in the house. If we went and peered into the litter tray and then looked around outside, I bet they'd be really discombobulated, wouldn't they?
I think I've got better things to do. And on that bombshell.